See? See?
Hello there, and welcome back to Unapologetically Significant. Don't mind us. We're having,
A grandiose time.
yeah, yes.
Per the usual.
That's correct. We're your hosts.
So I can't stop.
Who am I? Rich, and who are you, Shelly Marie?
Yes. And we're here to entertain you thoroughly as much as we're entertaining ourselves. It's like one of those things where, technically everything goes wrong. It's just one of those days where things just happen. You're like, this never happens.
Right.
But that's life.
That's life. You just gotta roll with it.
Gotta roll with it.
Gotta roll with it.
There's no such thing as perfection.
That's it. Ooh, perfection.
That's
No, we're going to get into that a little later.
All right.
So.
And go ahead.
And go. Oh, no. Sit down. Get something to drink if you don't have something. Because it's going to be good today. I mean, everyone's good. Mm-hmm. But this one, I think, is going to take it up a couple of notches. Because what we're going to be talking about is why is it so flippin' hard to change? Change is one of those things that I think just sends chills up and down people's spine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, there's a lot of things, when you think of change, there's a lot of things that come to mind. You can be changing your exercise routine, changing how you eat, changing jobs.
Change your hair.
Changing relationships.
Ooh, that one.
Change the house. A lot of things we think about when it comes to change. And yet it can be so paralyzing. And that's what we're going to dive into today. Some of the reasons why it's so paralyzing and, it's just so darn right for a lot of people, impossible to do.
And if you're like me, it's like analysis by paralysis or paralysis by analysis. We think about the change we want to do, and then we think about it, and then we draw a diagram, and then we do the pros and cons, and we just simply don't make a decision, right?
Right.
And I'm going to say, first and foremost, I want to just rewind really quick and just say thank you, people. Thank you guys for actually telling us what you wanted to hear. Because this conversation came up, we touched on it a little bit last week. Right? But we wanted to know more. So we're going to break it down a little bit more. We're going to talk about how do you make the change? Why is it so dang hard?
Right.
And, where do you start?
Yeah, exactly. And, change. CHANGE. Not a difficult word, but so difficult to do. And I think, one of the reasons is, how we operate, just in general, how our brain operates, and it's really wired to prioritize safety and predictability, and you can get into Maslow's hierarchy and all that stuff, but all of that really plays a part, because if most people just want things to stay consistent.
We're creatures of habit.
Yep.
So that makes sense.
Yep. Be predictable. We know what to expect. And it doesn't take work.
There's no effort in being regular. Right?
That's true. And a lot of us just gravitate to that because of all the stuff going on in the world. But the bottom line is to grow, to achieve a lot of things you want to achieve, you're going to have to get uncomfortable. I mean, that's the bottom line. And you have to become okay with being uncomfortable. And we'll get into some of those things. But when you look at change, how does one really change?
Well, last week I said we changed typically because we're uncomfortable or we're put with there's some type of pain. If it's, medical, emotional, whatever, there's always some type of pain mechanism connected to it. Now, look, I'm no scientist and I didn't pull any data. This is just from my personal background, but I truly believe that's the majority for most people, and it should not be that way.
Right.
And why is it that way? Why do we have to wait to touch the hot stove? Why do we have to touch the hot stove to know it's hot when the sign and the arrows say this is hot?
Yeah. So I'm going to give you a story. Story that's close to me, but it's probably took me to the point of where I realized how important change was.
Mm.
So I'm going to go back a few years. There's a situation where my mother had a, what was it? I think it was the flu shot. She got a flu shot. And she had been in good health. Everything was fine. And after getting this flu shot, about 30 days later, she was in the hospital.
Mm.
And it was obviously a trying time. So, obviously I went to see her and trying to find out what's going on. And with my health background, I thought I could solve the problem because my entire life, whatever I really, 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 did I say really put my mind to, I achieved.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't the thing of being spoiled or this or that.
You were
Sometimes,
determined.
yeah, I was determined. I
Yeah.
worked my ass off to make some of those things happen. So when I went to the hospital, I'm like, okay, what's going on, this and that, and doctor told me. So I was like, okay, we can fix this.
Mm-hmm.
And we tried a lot of things, and I remember my mother saying, all these things are working, but it's my time. And of course, I didn't accept that. I'm like, it may not
Right.
be your time, but it is your time, but it's not my time. So you need to stay here. So, I started working alongside the doctors, and we coming up with all types of treatment and therapy plans and all this. So I ended up leaving the hospital. I was living in Seattle. She was living in San Diego. So I took a break, came back up to Seattle, and her sister, my aunt, came to stay with her.
Mm-hmm.
A day later, I remember sitting on the couch and I just kind of balled up into the fetal position.
Mm-hmm.
And I just knew. And then the phone rang, and it was the doctor on there telling me that my mother had passed.
Mm-hmm.
And I like, passed? I'm putting my heart and soul into this.
To fixing.
The fix things, and it's not supposed to end like this. And for me, who have never really had a setback in terms of, things that I had put my heart and soul into, it was a shock.
Mm-hmm.
It was a shock. And I realized at that point in time that, I can't control the outcome of everything. And I need to change that mindset because it was like the gears were stuck.
Right.
And I'm like, nah, this is not me. Why did this happen? And I'm going through all this stuff. And, to the point, I got so depressed, tried to attempt suicide, did all this stuff because I didn't want to think differently. The loss was there, but also what was there was the loss. I almost felt like I lost control.
That's exactly what it was.
And I'm just like, this is just not right. I don't like this feeling. And I remember, for the next few weeks, probably next couple months, all I was doing was praying. I'm like, hey, God, you got to change me. You got to change this way I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
because this is not the right way to think. And, we're creatures who always want a sign or this or that and the other thing. And I remember I just need a sign that she's okay, and then I can deal with me. And I remember I was in Seattle getting ready to get on the 512 highway, and I felt somebody squeeze my hand. It felt just like a hand squeezing my hand. I go, that's it. She's fine. I go, okay, now the work starts on this guy right here. I got to pull it back together.
How long was that process from the time that she passed to the point where you felt her hand?
Oh, that was like 6 months.
6 months. So 6 months you were
Yeah.
just in, I don't know, emotional purgatory
Yep.
that
Yep.
you put yourself in.
I put myself there. Walked right through the door, found the key, opened it.
Sat down and got comfortable.
Yeah. Had friends that trying to take me out. Oh, you need to eat. You need to this and that. And, come on, let's go do something. And I just like, pfft. I won't be bothered with it. Let me sulk in my misery here. But, after that, I did start to change and just realizing, you know, that I can't do everything. I can do, and when it comes to me, I can do it. But I can't do stuff that'll change you.
Yeah.
It don't work that way. I only can change me. And how many of us try and change somebody else?
Or put the stipulations of, I would be completely happy if you would just do X, Y, Z. Right?
Right,
Like
right.
we're putting our emotional safety and our joy and our happiness, our emotions, period, in somebody else's hands. And we're saying, well, if you do this, it's manipulation is what it is. If we want to call it a simple name,
Right.
like you have to do this and so I can be happy.
Yeah.
Or what? In what world? And I did this today because y'all know I am. I am a stickler about my bed being made every day. And the last person in the bed usually makes the bed. It wasn't made. I was not the last person out of the bed. But on my way here to the podcast, to the Rich and Shelley show, the bed wasn't made, and I almost lost my shit. And then I was like, so it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
And is it that big of a deal if that person didn't do that one thing? And and a better question is, that's question one, two-part question for you, Rich. And then the second part of that is, how do we snap out of that where we are projecting our feelings and emotions on other people to then in reverse make us happy
Yeah. Yeah.
or appease us?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we all have routines.
Mm-hmm.
And when things change, that's like an irritation to us. It's like, I got my routine. Let's mix in a little bit of perfectionism. Oh, it's got to be this way. It's got to be that way. And, the world's going to end if it's not that way. And I think we've been taught that through life.
Yep.
Life kind of teaches that. If you go this way, go the safe route. That's what I was always told
Right.
growing up. Go the
Whatever
safe
that
route.
is.
And it's like, well, where's the other route take you?
Not only that, but what's safe? Is it safe for the person that told you that?
Yeah, yeah,
Their
yeah.
safety?
Yeah.
Or because they don't know what you're going through and what you've been through. So there's,
Right.
There's loose based, information and suggestions and
Yeah.
things that we can do. But like the safe route for me is definitely not going to be the safe route for you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We want a garden out in the back, and we both agree on that. And we go out there, and I hand you the shovel, and you do all the digging and planting. And I'm sitting there like, this is nice.
That's why your hand's so soft. You got me doing all this field labor. Y'all see?
They no tools touch these hands. No.
No,
Well,
but no, seriously, you're right. 100%. I agree with that statement.
so, and then it comes down, what do you do about it?
Mm-hmm.
It's unsettling. It's irritating. It's uncomfortable. All the little buzz things it's hitting on. So how do you actually change that? Is it the desire to change? Does that desire to change something drive it? Is it being sick and tired of being sick and tired? Does that drive it? Is it come to the last road? That changes it? You on your deathbed? That changes it?
We've seen all of it. We've been
Yeah.
part of all of that. And it reminds me on that, in my signature line, in my email, I have a quote and it says, in life, there are two basic choices: either accept the things the way they are or accept the responsibility to change them. And something happens in our life where we're 9 times out of 10 again. I say we should do a poll, but I think it's you sick and tired of being sick and tired, or which is the pain point, or if you're sick, there's a pain point there, or whatever it is. You just say, I am done of this. I remember, like it was yesterday. Me and Rich used to work together. We've been working together for 15 years or so. And I went into your office and I was having a meltdown, y'all. My world the sky was falling. Literally, the sky was falling. And I came into there and Rich just listened to me tell me if you remember this. You said, so you're going through a period of life and you are like a rattlesnake, right? Or a snake. We live in the desert, so we got snakes everywhere. But the snake has to, shed that skin. And the only way it can shed that skin is it intentionally goes through these really gnarly rocks to help pull that skin off. Snake has no arms. It needs help pulling that off. And some of these situations that we find ourselves or put ourselves in are those very gnarly rocks that are helping us get to the next level to shed that skin.
That's so true. That's so
But we have to go through it, right? But the longer we are living in this always me, and there are some big life situations, like the situation with your mom. Like that's nothing. There's nothing small about that. It's a huge life changing event, but we can't live in it. And we can use that to be the inspiration,
Right,
which is
exactly.
what you did to move on and make yourself better. Once you have that closure, like you have to be sad, you have to be happy, you have to find joy, you have to have all the emotions to be fully well rounded and to be able to connect to not only yourself but other people. You have to be able to process all
Right,
of the emotions, not just the good ones, but
right.
we have to find ourselves on and acknowledge, like, okay, today's the day.
Yep, yep.
I'm not going to wait till the first of the month. I'm not going to wait till Monday. I'm not going to wait. Just like getting rid of all those remedial, piss poor excuses.
Yeah, it's. I think you have to get to a point where you almost ask yourself the question: is this what I want to be? Is this really what I want to be? Do I want to be somebody that's always in and out of relationships? Do I want to be somebody that's this or that? And you got to get to that point where you say, that's not what I want to be. And that's a tough thing to say.
Yeah, especially when you've heard your entire probably existence that you're this or you're not that or
Yep.
you're this, like whatever it is.
Right.
You've heard it.
Yep. Yep.
And your
Loud and clear.
cellular memory is a thing, right?
Yep,
We can
yep.
touch on that on another subject, but what you tell yourself or what you respond to, that's in your DNA now. And now we gotta do a lobotomy? What
Yeah.
you do? Like, what are we doing?
I think it starts with, we are such creatures of habit. And we always think that we got to go from A to Z. When in actuality, you simply need to go from A to B and be consistent with that, and you'll get to Z. But too many people try and make that leap when it comes to change, and then they just get frustrated.
Right.
You go, you spend $150 for this gym pass thing, and it's got every bell and whistle in there. You use all the machines, you go to classes, you can swim. Damn well you're only going to do one thing when you go in there, but you paid all this money for it,
Yeah.
so you're setting yourself up for failure. And then
Self-sabotage.
yep, relationship. Oh well, she didn't work out. She never wanted to go out. She was homebody, this, that, other thing. That's not for me. So what do? I'm not going to go from A to B. I'm going to go from A to Z. Now I got a party animal. Gone all the time. She ain't never home. She always want to go out. Why do we do that? Baby steps. Baby steps. You got to learn to take those baby steps so you get wins. That's the thing. You got to get.
Yeah.
You got
The
to get
momentum.
You got to build the momentum, get a win in there, and start stacking those wins. Don't try to get the whole thing all at once. I need to change, and I want to change these 12 things. Forget it.
Yeah, that's too many.
Game over.
You don't even have 12 fingers. Okay, so let's just start with one hand. Okay, one hand with a few things.
Yep.
And I think I from my personal experience, I have to learn that. I'm Speedy Gonzalez. I like to know all the things. I like to have it planned. But when I find the most consecutive wins, even small wins, is when I have a list of like 2 or 3 things. And then I'm a check mark, stars. I like all that little kindergarten stuff. It just makes me feel good. So it's like having those little wins, it builds momentum. I'm like, oh my God, I did yoga today.
Hmm.
You know, I've been off my yoga wagon for a little bit. It's like, okay, cool. And then I was like, so to Rich's point, we're going to make those steps smaller and achievable.
Hmm.
Making your bed every day. Okay.
Right.
Not a big deal. Take you about a minute. I don't know how big your bed is and how many pillows you got, but it shouldn't take you very long. But just make them almost to the point where they're laughable, like things that you want to
Hmm.
achieve, and that will build the momentum. And then once you do that for 3 days in a row or a week, then you can add some more meat and potatoes, but you have to start somewhere.
Right. Right. And I think you can't be afraid to ask a friend, a close friend. And we already talked about that on a previous episode. Your inner circle. If you need some help with that, reach out.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
Uh-oh.
you coming into my office when we worked together, and you were going crazy about something. And I simply said, "What are you going to do about it?"
I know. I was blame shifting y'all. I was like, he did this, and then he said this, and then he didn't say nothing. And then she said that. Like, seriously, Shelly? So what are you going to do? I'm like, basically, I took too much time out of Rich's day. He should have charged everybody a copay, the revolving door in his office. But yeah, that was a wake-up call for me. And I'm making little continuous strides on what am I going to do it. It's okay to vent. Somebody's going to hurt your feelings. Somebody's going to make you upset on purpose or on accident. But at some point you have to say, what are you going to do about it?
Right.
I
Right.
mean, we just can't go around, I don't know, bashing people's windows in. That's a felony, first of all.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So that's not going to work out for you. And I don't look good in stripes, so we're going to pass on that one. But at some point, you have to be accountable for it, right? Be mad, write it down,
Oh,
but
that's a
let
good
it
one.
go. Writing
That's
it
a
down,
good.
journaling.
Writing it down is a good
There's
one.
power in words.
You know, whether it's a journal or just write down all the stuff on a piece of paper, ball it up, throw it in the trash, stop on it, do all those kind of things. Just take it all out on that list of things. Okay. But once you do that, you're done with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you need to develop another list, and a short one, like she just mentioned, just a couple of things, and get into a habit of doing them, and then mix in some things that really make you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
They may be crazy as hell, but makes you feel good. Okay?
Which means you got to know what you like. You've been
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
busy figuring out being Nurse Betty to everybody else. Now it's time for you to nurture yourself, and you have
That's
to be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace, and start small, and then go from there. But
Right.
you have to give yourself some grace, and you have to give yourself time. If you have to put yourself on the calendar, doggone it, put yourself on the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
I know I have blocked out from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. is my time. And I do whatever I want. It's usually walking, looking
That's
at
why
recipes.
you don't answer the phone when I call
dog.
you.
It like literally, it is on do not disturb. Okay? TND.
I thought I was getting blocked.
No, it'll come through. The message will come through, but you have to do whatever it takes to do
Right.
it. If it's putting your phone away, if it's putting yourself on the calendar, if it's making a date with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And, you don't have to advertise everything that you're doing either.
Right.
You don't have to tell the world that it's not ready for the new you. They're not.
Exactly.
And when you start to change, your circle is going to start to change.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to start to change because they're used to you two-shot Betty.
Yeah.
Okay? Last call, Larry. Like, if that's not who you want to be, you can change it any minute.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to continue being the same old, same old. Like, this is life. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is it.
Yep.
At any point, you can take off that costume and put on a new one. Try it out for a little bit. If that doesn't work out for you, try it out. But the goal is to keep trying.
That's it.
Re-innovating, reinventing yourself, if you will. People are going to think you're crazy, and they probably already do.
Yeah.
Okay?
Newsflash.
Right. They told you to your face. They already think you do. So,
That's right.
So do something for yourself and make yourself happy. Make yourself a priority.
Yep. Because that'll raise your vibration. And when you start to raise your vibration, you'll be amazed at things that start to happen to you. The things that just appear seems like out of nowhere. But you're raising your vibration out of that funk, out of that muck, and all the complaining of the world and what's wrong with this, and you're switching over to what's right with the world, what's right with people, what's right with my situation, what's right with me. And then you start accepting yourself more. And then you keep doing that, and then you'll start loving yourself.
All right. So for the next 7 days, this is your walk away. 7 days. You're going to give yourself 3 tasks every day. And you're not going to beat yourself up if you don't do them, but you actually have to try.
Right.
You actually have to put the time, give yourself that time, that window of time to actually to do them. I was reading, what was I reading? I had a couple books and I wrote them down. So my new reads. So one of my goals is to read a book every month. I know that sounds like a lot, but at least it sounded like a lot to me until I heard other people like, oh, my goal is 3 books. I'm like, damn, once again, I thought I was doing something great, but it's great for me.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It doesn't have to be what you do. You might read a book every quarter. That's fine. As long as it's different and it's a change and it's positive, that's good.
Right.
The book I'm reading right now is The Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton, and how thoughts and belief impact biology, mean our DNA. And it's a thing. It's in the Bible. It's biblical. It's a thing. And it's science. It's scientifically proven. It's a little nerdy. It's nerd out. The book is by a biologist, so expect that. But it's really, really good. And it's giving me tools and it's kind of reinforcing the things that I already knew, but putting the science behind it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I say there's power in words or there's power in the tongue, it really is.
Really
So it's up
is.
to you to use the tongue to your benefit and expect and accept miracles that are coming into your life.
And one thing to realize about reading, a lot of people, once I get out of school, I'm not going to read anymore. Stop. Pump the brakes.
You sound crazy.
The one thing about reading is, and it's a scientific fact, it's very difficult to argue when you're reading. Because you're reading these sentences and it's hard to, I don't agree with that, and read at the same time. You can't do both at the same time. So you take in more and you have time to reflect once you're done. So it's a great thing to get in the habit of reading books. At whatever frequency works for you, just pick up some books.
You can do books on audio.
Yep.
You can do an actual hard book. I like the book because I like the pages and.
No, I got to feel it. I got to mark it up. I got to do all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff
My
like
book-
when I was back in school. Then I can't read half of it. I need to mark this up. What the hell? I can't read it now. But no, I'm that way.
Yeah. So, but do something. It doesn't have to be a book. Maybe it's painting. Maybe it's drawing. Maybe it's walking. Maybe it's yoga.
Right.
Maybe it's writing poetry. I don't know. Whatever your thing is.
Cook something different.
Oh, the creativity behind food and the way it makes you feel. That's a whole nother type of segment, a topic that we can go on. But just try something different. Take a different route home.
That's it.
Make it small. Make it achievable. And do not put it off. This is like one of those pinky swear things. Like, if you write it down, you're going to do it.
Right.
Or you're going to give it the good college try. You cannot just be like, I'll start next week. No. Be accountable.
That's
Be
it.
responsible. You said you're going to do it. Now do it. The only thing that's stopping it is you
Yep.
and a limited belief that you can't do it. Or somebody's going to think you're crazy because you're, XYZ,
Right. Right.
which I don't already told you. They already think you're crazy. So,
Hey, just in your place alone, in your residence, is a ton of things that you can do differently. You can take a bath instead of a shower. I don't like a bath, and I don't want to sit in that water. Take your ass in that tub and just go ahead and do it.
yeah.
So, you'll be surprised what happens because you'll start to think a little bit differently.
Rewiring those synapses.
Yep, that's it.
That's the
So-
thing. And it's the biggest thing that the takeaway is it doesn't have to be perfect. The perfect thing is always imperfection. There's
Yep.
beauty in that.
There you
And the beauty in consistency, that's what we're going for. So be consistent and be back next week.
Yeah. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you did, what you tried. We want to hear it. But we appreciate all of you. And till we meet again,
Yep.
peace.
Toodaloo.